Hi, I'm Rosalind, and this is Center 4, which is called Defense Strategies Puzzles. Center 4 is broken out into two parts depending on which class you're in. This is the first one we're going to look at is K through 1, and the second one we'll look at is grades 2 through 4. So it's two different kinds of games, just one seemed to be more appropriate for kindergarten through first grade. But if you choose to use that for 2 through 4, that's fine too. So the first one is a matching puzzle. So you will have a bag like this, and this is for center, it says center 4 set A or B, whichever one you have. It has these bags in here which are puzzles. So what you'll do is in your group, you're going to hand these out. You're going to take out, say, the first bag, you'll see 3 pieces. And then you'll give each piece to one of the people, to each person in your group. So if you have more people in your group, you can take out another puzzle and hand out those pieces. So you can give one piece to each student. The students will need to find themselves and figure out which pieces fit together on their puzzles. So that'll be part of the game, is that each person in the group has to figure out who has a piece of their puzzle. So once, in this case, 3 students find themselves, it will piece together like this. And once they've put together their puzzle, then they can talk about, in this one, for example, is a blackberry, a rose, and a hawthorn. Then they can talk about what are common parts of these plants that protect themselves, that defend themselves. Once they've figured out the common strategy for those plants, they can discuss, they can discuss those things. On here, this is a key that has different kinds of strategies that each animal lands or plant lands on. So for instance, for prickly defense, it has porcupine, cactus, and beech nut. And then it'll explain for the porcupine, it loses its quills and the quills stick to the enemy. So this is for you to explain to the students as they're trying to figure out what it is about these plants and animals that they have in common. And that is for the first game. Also in your box, you'll have pictures of these animals. In this case, you have a skunk. At some point through your game, or maybe after your game, if you have extra time, you can hold up the picture of the skunk, and written on the back, it says it has warning, coloration, and a sticky spray. So these are just different types of defenses that you can talk about with the students. So that's for part 1. The second part of Center 4 is called the Defenses Concentration Game, and this is the one that's for grades 2 to 4. This one in your folder, you'll have these labels. So you'll have plants, animals, and defenses. This might be something that might be good to set up ahead of time if you can. Because so under animals, you'll have these cards in here, and you're going to lay them down face down because this is a memory game, so they're going to be flipping these over. One thing that might help you, so under the animals, you'll have like porcupine, mosquito, skunk. On the backs of the cards, they're actually labeled like A for animals. This one is labeled P for plants. It just might help you when you're laying down the cards. So you're going to lay all these cards on here like this, and then you're going to have a student come over and pick either a plant or an animal and a defense. So say someone picks up a skunk and sting, and they're going to turn these over and they're going to compare them and say, does an animal have a defense? Does the animal that's a skunk have a defense that's a sting? And you probably say no. So then you turn it over, and then the next person comes over and does the same thing. If someone does find a match, say mosquito and sting, then they can take the animal and put it in a discard pile. And then you just keep going through the game until they've taken all the plants and animals. The defenses, you'll just have them turn them over and keep that in the defenses column, because you might have more than one plant or animal that has the same defense. So you'll just leave the defenses there. So, and that's all detailed, the rules of the game on this outline here. One thing that might also help with the students is if they say turn over a skunk and they're not sure maybe what the defenses are, then you have a card if they want to take a look at it, and you might just say, something like a skunk doesn't have quills. So then they can actually see it for themselves when if you're trying to make that match. So that's all that there is to this game. So have fun and enjoy.